Hello, this is Nabe, and um, hey there everybody, this is Nabe, and let's play La-Mulana Concurrently. So what does that mean? Well, La-Mulana was a game that was released in 2005, and there was a remake that was released last year, I want to say. So we'll be playing both of those. And in this old playthrough, I'm going to talk about the lore of the game mainly. Whereas in the new playthrough, I'm going to talk about differences between the two games. And there will probably be some other differences between the two playthroughs that'll show up as we go through. But that's the main difference. So the deal with this is that I'm going to be playing them old, new, old, new. I'm going to be putting out videos just like that, and the content should be mostly the same, including me getting hit by birds and some raining fish and all of that. And I think it's going to be a good time. I mean, you can watch the series in any order. You can watch the old videos by themselves, you can watch the new videos by themselves, you can get chased by a really slow blue guy who you can't kill, you can mix and match the videos, you know, you can do whatever. It's your proverbial oyster as birds almost kill me. Yeah, so raining fish, and yeah, so this is La-Mulana. It's a game all about the algol with the blue body and the many eyes, who, legend has it, is weak to the serpent staff. But it's also about... what is it about? It's about Professor Lemeza, who is an archaeologist, who has followed his father here to this land of La-Mulana, where there are a series of ruins, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all that they really give you in the manual, which I'll link in the show notes. There is a manual, even though it's a PC game, and it's a good read. But yeah, that's the overall plot. Yes, that's the overall plot. What else is there? Well, this game is a tribute to an old console from Japan called the MSX, which was a laptop that played game cartridges. And as you can see, the menus are sort of a recreation of the MSX. And as you go through the game, you actually collect game cartridges. You load them at various times, and they do various things. A lot of the time, you actually don't know what they do, and you have to sort of figure it out on your own, which I really love. There's a lot of game cartridges. Now, one of the other things I love is that the gameplay itself emulates the old sort of retro-style, hard-style gameplay, which was really prevalent on games back in that era. The most famous game for the MSX, I would say, would be the original Metal Gear. And Konami did actually create a lot of games for the MSX, not just Metal Gear. They're probably one of the most famous developers. So you can see here, I've just solved a puzzle, and on the left this horn came out of the treasure chest. And that's sort of one of the features of La-Mulana, is that it doesn't hold your hand at every turn. There was no sound when this treasure chest came, but if you want to hear a sound when you solve puzzles, you just collect this item called the shell horn. And we will hear a very iconic La-Mulana jingle, I'm sure, many times during this game as we solve puzzles. So right now I'm just on the hunt for some money. In this game you get money out of pots, sometimes, not that one I guess, or out of enemies. They just bleed money, I guess. But there we go. But enemies only drop 1 coin at a time, so as you're watching this, I might do a lot of pausing to collect requisite money to buy things. Not a lot. I'm gonna try to go through the game sort of just collecting money haphazardly, and hopefully that'll be enough. And then when I really need an item, I'll collect some money then. So yeah, I think that's all that there needs to be said about this game as I fall onto a bird. So let's get started by talking to Elder Zelpud after jumping over a lady. So a little info about Elder Zelpud. It's probably not immediately clear because you're not seeing it in text form, but Zelpud is Duplex backwards. Duplex being the main programmer of this game, sort of out of the 3-person development team of GO3 project, which would eventually become Nigoro, the team that made the new game. So we're gonna buy this, which is the hand scanner. It is an actual peripheral for the MSX, but in this game it's our handy-dandy tool for reading signs and tablets and all sorts of other crazy things that we'll discover in the ruins, and I should equip that now. Okay, so... right. So you can see behind where that bird just attacked me from is a pedestal. A big mechanic of this game is that you have weights. You can see at the top I have 7 weights, and I'm poor. And if you put weights on a pedestal, as such, you can go down here. But also you solve puzzles and whatnot, so... it's very Indiana Jones-esque in a way. And there is a lot of tongue-in-cheek sort of reference to Indiana Jones, in a sense that there's not really... It treats it very tongue-in-cheek. So yeah, there's these English notes on skeletons that have died a lot of the time, which is very pleasant. Well, not the content of the note, but it's pleasant that they're there, because these tablets are originally in this La-Mulanese, which can't be read immediately. And also broken tablets often don't say anything. So yeah, this is the guidance gate. With some music that'll very quickly get stuck in your head, and this is a life jewel, so this increases our maximum health and heals us, which is important. Very important, because you know, we need that to live, and I was about to die, so that's why it's important. But another key point about this video series is it's a very challenging game and very honest in its, you know, difficulty level. It doesn't ever try to lead you on and say that it's easier than it is. I really needed that money, and I found athletic land on this corpse. And as such, with it being honest with its difficulty, as I was saying, I'm gonna be dying a lot. Well, not a lot, but well, no. Let's not whitewash it. I will probably be dying quite a lot. That's just how the game sort of functions as the skeleton chases after me, and as I can't read this. which I enjoy. I enjoy that. But if you don't enjoy seeing me die, if you'd rather see some more skillful playthroughs, then you should maybe consider watching the new series. But not really, because the new series... Okay, so the remake is not particularly... I wouldn't call it easy. But this game is a little more... This version of the game, rather, is a little slower. Like I said, there's the money thing. Whereas the new version of the game was streamlined for remaking. So it's a little more action-oriented, whereas this one is a little more puzzle-oriented. I mean, that is not a hard-line definition between the two. And both games are definitely enjoyable. I fell in love with this game, and I've also greatly enjoyed the remake. And hopefully you will too. Oops. Right, so there's a lot of text in this game, and especially in the remake, and I'm probably... oh dear. The first time I did that on purpose. I'm probably not going to be reading it all. I am going to jump over this spike pit in a dangerous fashion to get this, and I'm going to jump down here because that guy... Yeah, these spikes are fake, so that guy was sort of hinting... Not hinting, I mean, in his death, he sort of... I imagine that he sort of went back and forth and was like, do I jump in the spikes? What do I do? I'm gonna die if I stay in here. And as such, he didn't get the shurikens, which are pretty cool. So let's put those. Yeah, there's a lot of menu work in this game because there's only 2 buttons, so you have to keep equipping things. I don't even have shurikens. Okay. So let's just continue on with our handy dandy scanner. Another thing I might as well mention off the bat is that the platforming in this game, you can't really control yourself in midair. You can, but it's more of an old style of programming where they sort of went for a more realistic approach. And I can't read this, but there's a nice picture, and this is the spring in the sky, which we will revisit later, because I certainly cannot do anything here now. So yeah, I mean, that's sort of the core of La-Mulana, is that it's a hard game that's just one big love letter to the MSX. A console that I never really played, but for some reason I fell in love with this game and its aesthetic, its difficulty. It just really grabs me in a way that no other game ever did. And sometimes skeletons fall out of the air. There's a lot of humor inherent in the game, and in a lot of its puzzles, and as we'll see later, some puzzles, if you're not quick about it, will kill you. And so in that sense, it's very much sort of a precursor to like the Souls series, and especially Dark Souls, another series that I really love. But it's also fair in its difficulty, which again, Dark Souls is. Yeah, so you can also break through this. Foreknowledge in this game will probably quicken the Let's Play a great deal. But yeah, so I love this game, and I'm hoping that you'll love it too. Let's go in here. Because we need to purchase this. Our first cartridge. Well, not our first, actually. We found others, didn't we? But this one is the first one that we're going to need. This is called Game Master, and it allows us to save. Yeah, so you wouldn't think that would be a feature, and I'm just going to unequip my shurikens, because apparently I am prone to shooting them. So yeah, you need a cartridge to save, which I like. I pressed the wrong button, sir, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I find that to be a very fun feature of the game. You only have 1 save file. Later on you find another cartridge that gives you, I think, 5 save files instead of just the 1. So yeah, this is La-Mulana, and this has been old version La-Mulana 1.0, the old version remix dubstep, jumping over old ladies. And it's also been Nabe, and hopefully catch you on the new side, but if not, stay over here, because look at this game. Look at it.